Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Animal Crossing New Horizons. We got a letter from the Happy Home Academy. We're still, 26, 515. We're not very good, but we haven't made all that many changes. So Stone Abs touchdown. Sometimes writing letters is nice because you can write things you might not say out loud in person. Then again, I say almost everything out loud. Here's in soreness, Sheldon. I mean, that's fair. Can't say I'm that way. I very much don't say a lot of what I want to say. Mostly just down to I don't want to go out of my way to upset people. There's a lot of things I could say, a lot of rambling I could do, but I tend to not because I don't like upsetting people. So, Oops, someone's singing. Oh, it's Caroline. Peanut, nice to see ya. Let's talk. Today's already fun, Acorn. That is very fair. But, yeah, I don't know a huge amount of what to, ramble about today. I suppose I could talk about I've been back rewatching an EVE Online fan movie. Well, a set of EVE Online fan movies. Being the Clear Skies movies. They're a bit cheesy at times. And they do take some level of EVE knowledge, I feel, to really enjoy them. But I think they're actually just kind of nice little movies. They're nothing special. They're definitely, B-tier movies. But they're made by fans, not professional filmmakers. So, Yeah, what's the damage? What's the damage this week? 109. Okay. We still need to pay off our home loan for this month. Even though the month is just starting, so I'm not in any big hurry, so. You wanna sit here? Sorry, my legs are tired from the last workout. I couldn't get up if I wanted to. I just wanted to chat, man. But yeah, I've been back kind of rewatching them because there's a Clear Skies 4 in the works. Of which, I feel like one of the big things that's been kind of holding back that whole thing. Let's see, fishing tourney on April 12th. Heard there are prizes. You can catch a lot of fish. Alright. Got a fishing tourney. Diva's in her home. Clear Skies 3 ended on a series-ending scene. The crew is gone. They're in Jovian space now. Not allowed to return. So I don't know how they're gonna do a 4, but cool seeing you, Steven. Glad you're here. What's the latest? Oh, it's totally gorgeous, vibrant tuxedo. The extra celebrity gearing up to rock the red carpet. Aw, thank you, Diva. I mean, I don't really feel that way, but, thank you anyway. So, I almost feel like it's mostly tied to how... Hello, Serrano. Never heard someone ask you, are you listening to me? Uh-oh, time for reactions. That's when you do this sort of thing. Oh, yeah. You say, absolutely. Didn't I look like I was listening? You can tend to look interested just by bobbing your head up and down in agreement. Save your butt. That's very fair. To give a brief explanation for non-EVE fans, Jovian space was basically a region of space nobody could get to that was quote-unquote owned by the Jovians. It basically was just the region of space the developers used for testing. Like, that's what it was. Well, in recent years, they've basically started doing... Well, it was even before I stopped playing the game. They started a Drifter invasion, and then that was followed by a Trigvalian invasion, and then... Basically, they decided the players weren't making enough content, so they wanted to make some for the players. And... honestly, that kind of stuff was part of what drove me away from the game. Like, honestly, I think the thing that drove me away from the game the most was just the Trig invasions. They were some of the most ill-conceived things CCP has ever done. But all of these are apparently tied to Jovian space in some way, and the Jovians, who were supposed to basically be completely indestructible godlike beings living over there, have apparently been defeated by the Trigs. And the Drifters are the remains of the Jovians, is what I've gathered from what I paid attention to. Except the Drifter ships look nothing like Jovian ships. Perform nothing like Jovian ships. They aren't Jovians, that's for sure. And also, if we can beat them, how did the Jovians lose? You know, you found it. I was eating snacks the other day when I came up with a recipe for something even yummier. Thought it smelled good, so I wanted to share the smell with you. Share the recipe with folks. Bio wrote this. It's an orange tart. I already know how to make an orange tart. Those do smell pretty good, though. So, like, they're probably gonna try to tie it into, like, that new story bit. I don't know. Honestly, I just... I kind of hate everything they were doing with that. Mostly because, like... Okay, the Trig invasions. They would basically invade a system, and the players would have to fight them off or help them. You had the option to help the Trigs. Howdy, hang on as long as you want. My salsa is your salsa. Let's talk. You know what? I've been thinking I might want to get serious about picking up volleyball. But I need equipment, right? Only thing is, I don't know if I need gloves or pads or sticks or what. So I guess I got some reading up to do first. But I don't know where to find books about it. Boy, sports are complicated, huh? Actually, you know what? I don't think I ever learned the rules. How come you gotta know so much to play a sport? Maybe I'll just run around with Sarah instead. That is very fair. Sports are pretty complicated. And, the one event that made me just go, yeah, this is dumb, was a popular system in HiSec along a trade route got invaded by Trigs. And, like, CCP evidently decided where the Trigs would invade. Like, this wasn't random. CCP decided this on purpose. And conveniently, the group that seemingly was helping them with deciding where these invasions should happen was the CSM, the Council of Stellar Management. A group of democratically elected players who help with game design, basically. They give suggestions to CCP, and those suggestions can then be used to, you know, better the game, in theory. And for the longest time, it worked, because, you know, the big alliances didn't have enough friends to actually vote in whoever they wanted, or multiple members of their same alliance to the CSM, and yeah, you can probably guess where that went. Labels tell me you've been helping her out, modeling outfits and such. It's a lot to all of us. You do so much for our little family. Thanks so much. You're very welcome. Well, the biggest group of these, the CFC, the Cluster F Coalition, had a lot of members on the CSM, and then they happened to be the biggest force helping the Trigs to claim this system. Hello, Gala. Oh, it's Steven. Glad to see you. Let's chat. Glad you're never too busy to check in with me. Aww. But, yeah. You might be wondering, well, what's the big deal? They helped the Trigs. The Trigs conquered the system. What happens then? Well, what happens is all of the warp gates into that system shut off. All of them. You can no longer get in or out of that system. Anything you may have had in that system is now stuck there. And the security level of that system now becomes null security. There is no level of protection at all in that system anymore. Hey, thanks for coming to visit me. Don't you hang out for a while? Let's talk. I always fell asleep when I listen to music on my Pro tape recorder. Even if I'm listening to KK Kohome or KK Oasis. I start listening to my tunes and munching away on my snacks, and pretty soon I'm snoozing. That's why I don't know the words to any KK songs, even though I listen to them all the time. Where do you snooze? You have, like, nothing here. Is it just for decoration? It just likes making noise. Play music. Yeah. So yeah, basically, the trade routes of New Eden massively shifted. Because the CFC decided they wanted to be, in their minds, trolls. And basically ensure the Trigs conquered that system. Which was basically a case of, right, so the efforts of anyone else doesn't matter. And you might be thinking, well, you know, surely people could have fought back. And they did. People did fight back. But the issue is, and it's a pretty big issue, the CFC are not only just the largest coalition of alliances in the game. An alliance is the largest singular thing, supported by game mechanic, but a coalition is an alliance of alliances. Usually all founded by the same, group. But they simply have enough players that for most of the fights for a lot of the systems, whenever CFC decided, yeah, no, we want this to flip, they just filled the system with players. And it's still an MMO. They basically just flooded it with so many players that almost no one else could enter the system. That's what they were. They were basically abusing the limitations of the game to force systems to flip when they wanted the systems to flip. It was so stupid. And, I'm fully expecting, if I ever do go back to EVE, and I have had that itch. I've been thinking about it. But I am fully expecting, if I ever go back to it, that some of the systems where I had stuff probably just are effectively gone now. I know one thing that's definitely had me going, yeah, I don't like that, though I'm pretty sure they still have yet to add it. Hello, Pinky. I cannot catch a mantis, no matter how hard I try. Can't find one. I've been looking for a super long time. I'll catch one for you. Really? You're my favorite bug hunter. I'll do my best anyway. But she wants a regular mantis. So. One thing that they were going to do, and I think the player backlash got too great and they decided against it, was they were basically going to remove NPC stations entirely. Which, if they ever do that, I think that will be the moment I never play the game again. And I say that because, well, that would effectively remove what I played the game for, which is NPC missions, which require an NPC station. Unless they give the players the ability to move agents around, in which case the ganking alliances would just simply take over as the people who have all of the high-level agents Like, it wouldn't work. Like, when you can bring all of the people you want to ruin their lives right to your doorstep, like, you're gonna do it. I mean, that's just kind of how EVE works, it has very much been dubbed Assholes in Space, though also it's probably one of the nicest communities I've ever, like, experienced. I say this because of a player initiative that was started after a well-known player in Brave Alliance passed away from... I'm trying to think of how to word this and not get demonetized, possibly in the future. He passed away from non-natural causes. Yeah, I'll go with that one. Basically, they set up this initiative called Broadcast for Reps, for players to basically turn to other players and ask for help. You know, welcome, welcome. You sense the exquisite scent of Chef Ed in the kitchen? What are you making? Coconut pudding. Alright. I mean, I've never had coconut pudding or even heard of the idea of that before. I mean, I'm sure it's not bad, but definitely never heard of it. But, yeah. It's just nice and sweet what the community did. Like, and like, you wouldn't expect that out of a game that literally even the players describe it as assholes in space. You know. But the thing is, like, in the context of EVE, yeah, people are jerks to each other. But it's only in the context of the game. Like, quite honestly, like, I've had moments playing that game where, like, even before, like, Broadcast for Reps was a thing, like, my corp would get war decked from time to time, and literally, a war deck basically just allows another group of players to attack your ships in high security space without the high security police coming and destroying them. It basically is for, well, fighting wars. It's a war declaration, you know. Got some orchid mantises. And, like, I had a member who was having just a really rough day, and I literally just sent a mail to, like, the leader of the War Deck Alliance, just being like, hey, okay, this person's having a really just shit day. Can you just leave them alone specifically? You know, if you want to fight, here's where I am. I'll fight you. Just leave them alone. And they were just like, yeah, sure. You know. We'll leave that person alone, and to their credit, they did. For that day, they left them alone. Like, because, like, everyone's been there, you know. That was actually one of the times I got to use my, my Navy Agora, which is one of my favorite ships. It's a cruiser that you can get effectively to the HP of a battleship. It is incredibly high value for a singular ship. And it's pretty nimble because it's a cruiser. It's not very big. It doesn't have a huge amount of damage output, but it's a giant brick of a ship, basically. And sometimes that's all you need. Which I know, funnily enough, like, one of my biggest issues with, like, getting back into playing EVE is just, I know it's gonna take up so much of my time if I were to, like, seriously get back into playing. I mean, like, right now I don't have the money to seriously get back into playing it, but, you know. Because I would want to be running my account as an Omega account so I can fly my flashy ships. Though I don't even know how safe flying those are these days, because, well, yeah, the landscape of New Eden is not what it was when I stopped playing. But, okay, I need to buy turnips at some point. I got time. I know it'll take a lot of my time up, and there's really nothing I can do with it either. Like, oh, there's a mantis. Okay. Zoom the camera up so I can watch where I am. There we go. Mantis acquired. Now, because I haven't reset anything, Pinky should still be outside of her house. So let's go and give Pinky this mantis. Then we'll go to the museum, get our fossils identified. And then I'll go get money out and buy some turnips. But yeah, it'll take up a lot of time, and I can't use it for content. Not really. I have an idea. Let's see how many more times we can talk to each other today. Blah. I brought your bug. No way. Brought you a mantis. I mean, I guess some orchid mantises too, if you'd rather one of those, but... It's a mantis. I asked you to get... Oh my gosh, thank you, Steven. Who's great? You're great. Here, I got you a reward. I'm not great. A dolly! Hope you like it. In my test market, I might get some with my face printed on and sell to fans. That is fair. I mean, I do like me a dolly. Actually, you know what? Bam. Giving it right back to Pinky. The funny thing is, I could probably walk up to her and be like, hey, I brought you a gift, and give her the dolly, and she'd be like, oh my goodness, a dolly, I love it. So, you know. Like, the thing with Eve is, like, I wouldn't really be able to, say, make videos on, like, doing missions, or even let anyone know where my primary mission hubs are, because, well, doing so is a really bad idea. That's just inviting people to come and gank me, you know. So, like, that's not very smart. And then, like, with streaming it, you need to cover, like, all identifying information. Because people will trowel through Eve streams looking for identifying information so that they can come and gank your ass. Like, you're giving them free intelligence. Like, that's basically what to view it as. Which is also where, as an Eve player, I just kind of sit back and laugh anytime I hear someone being like, oh, you're stream sniping. It's like, you're giving them the intelligence. Like, my friend, you are literally giving them a live feed of what you're doing. What did you expect? Like, you'd almost never hear that out of Eve players, because we expect this. You know, a lot of the times if you see an EVE Online stream, they're either doing content that is incredibly difficult for you to pinpoint them down and do anything about them. Like, they're probably doing, like, filaments, because unless they're doing high-level filaments, you can't scan down a filament once it's been gone into. Or they'll be doing, like, big fleet content, and they're doing it because they want the fight. Like, there's almost no in-between. Or there'll be, like, a camera to a big fight. You know, there's people who will do that. Or they'll just be sitting somewhere talking. Like, they won't actually be doing anything because they know they can't, really. You know? Like, that's just kind of the thing with Eve. Like, no one wants to take those risks because those risks could mean the loss of your ship. I haven't found my money rock today, have I? I don't think I have. And like, I suppose something you might see people doing is market trading, but I don't imagine you see all that many market traders streaming because they wouldn't want you to know what they're currently working on. You know, and then you might see the occasional complete noob streaming who's showing all the information and then they get blown up and then they probably complain. That happens. Because, like, it does suck to lose a ship. Like, it really does. Okay. So I've already bonked that one. Have I found my money rock and just blanked on it? Wait, I'm pretty sure I know where there's one rock I haven't bonked. Let me go check. I feel like I'm just blanking on it, and I've already found it, and this, if I have, this is just an example of how bad my memory is lately, but... Oop. Is that Think Thunk Bubbles? Maybe it's the weather or something, but I'm not in the mood to be alone. I could use a little company. Have me over for a short visit. Sure. I got some level of time. She's gonna want to see every room. Welcome to the swamp. So let me visit you like this, Acorn. I have a little gift for you. I'm really hoping you'll like it. And some faceware. Some funny glasses. So something to say thanks for having me over. Aww. Bam. I'll wear these for a while. May as well. Oh, Steven, this place shows off your style. You leaned into your personal theme around here. I love that. My personal theme. Swamp. Sleep in the swamp. Wait. Okay. But yeah, like that's the thought in my head. And like, I play things that I can't do things with or don't want to do things with. But we play a game or something. Sure, let's play. Let's play high card, low card. Okay, so if you guess right, you'll win my Marachi clothing. It's just I know Eve would take up so much time. Okay, next card. You know what I'm feeling? I'm feeling like I'm feeling number one. It's 5. You're the 5. Too bad. May not have won the prize this time, but I hope you still had fun. Let's play again soon. Can you give me a tour? I'd love to see more of your decorating skills. Yeah, I can do that. I really need to start putting things on the walls, because that's what her complaint is going to be. That's also probably what the HHA's complaint is I'm not putting anything on the walls. So, like... it's going to start moving stuff around, putting things on walls in every room. Just so they're like, ah, yeah, you got things on walls. Seriously, you sleep at night? No. I do not sleep in the kitchen. I understand I am fat, but it does not mean I sleep in here. It's not even furnished. I think she thinks that's my bed. Which, I mean, fair. That does look pretty cozy. Not gonna lie. But, like, I play Balatro every now and again, but, like, I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't really know what I could do with Balatro at this point. I'm redecorating soon. I'm studying what you've done with your place. Give me some ideas. This is giving you ideas? I mean, okay. And, like, I tried in the past doing, like, a little Eve series. I could go back to doing that, now that I'm a little more confident in making videos and stuff, but I'd have to remember that account, and I don't remember the login details for it. And here's the empty room. This place feels so comfortable that I may never go home, Acorn. No, I'm just kidding. I promise I'd never overstay my welcome, at least on purpose. Oh, you can move in here. You could have this room. Let's say long goodbyes, so I'd better get going. Alright, see you later. Thanks so much for having me over. See you later, Acorn. Now I'll put my actual glasses back on here. Always gotta do a friend a favor. And, like, the funniest thing is, like, the idea behind that series was to basically, like, go from complete fresh account to just buying my first set of Omega Time. But, like, as I was making that series, they were making changes to how the game worked, to the point where it was like, yeah, this is seeming less and less feasible with every patch, basically. Like, because, like, when I initially created that account, my main goal, and I knew this was possible, like, was to, because an alpha account can fly battleships, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get up to battleships, and then I'm just gonna run level 4 missions. That's just what I'll do. I love doing them. I can make roughly about 100 mil a day, easily. Omega Time was about 1.2 billion at the time. So it's like, alright, yeah, this is doable. Then they made it so alpha accounts can no longer run level 4 missions. Because, here's the kicker. People were botting missions on alpha accounts. It's like, yeah? You're shocked by this? I thought you guys figured that going in, that was just gonna happen. Like, people bot in Eve. It's just what they do. Like, there's whole alliances that are well known for botting. Like, this shouldn't be a shock. How about you just improve your bot catching measures? You know? That makes more sense to me. But instead, they're like, nah, alpha accounts just can't do level 4s. And it's like, well, that sucks, because level 3 missions, you might think, would be where it's, you know, level 1, 2, 3, 4 missions. You might think that, like, let's just get a lot of bells. You might think that, like, the amount you make on them is pretty linear. And for level 1 through 3, it kind of is. You make maybe about 200,000 ISK for a level 2 mission. Maybe about 50,000 for a level 1. Maybe about, you know, 600,000 to 1 million off a level 3. And then you make 4 to 5 mil off a level 4. It jumps so rapidly. And that's just the reward money. That's not counting any, like, bounty payouts that you get for just simply fighting the NPCs in the missions. There are some level 3s that are decent ISK, but not many. The best ISK from level 3s is doing faction missions, which aren't very advisable that you do, because, well, basically that means fighting the other factions. If a faction doesn't like you, their police forces, because each faction has their own little police forces, will fight you upon entering their space, and you kind of can't go anywhere without traveling through some empire's space. Let's buy 2,400. Okay, I don't think I can quite buy another 2,400. I might need to get out a little more money. I'll do that really quick. I'll get out like 40,000 more. That should... Yeah, I'm going a bit turnip crazy this week. Even though I really shouldn't. Last week had an amazing price, and that means this week's probably not going to have a very good price at all. The first good price I see, I'm probably going to sell half my turnips at that. That's how I'm going to go about this week. Okay. But, like, yeah. Then I was like, oh, I'll do, like, just low-sec sites. Those are great. Those work. And there's ways to cheese them, basically in the same sort of way that you cheese doing the sites in nullsec. And then they basically greatly reduced the spawn rate of sites in lowsec because people were cheesing the combat sites in lowsec instead of joining a nullsec alliance to go and cheese the sites in nullsec. And nullsec players weren't happy about this. Like, it's... So many changes that were made to that game made it just so difficult to play as an alpha account. The main benefit, though, is that you can still do it. Like, it's not optimal, but you can still do it. Which is a big plus to EVE that a lot of other MMOs just don't have. Like, I know I kind of harp on this a lot, but like Final Fantasy XIV, if you're not paying them money, you don't get to play the game after you've paid them money once. Like, EVE Online, you could pay them money, train up your skills pretty quickly, get into cruisers, battle cruisers, maybe even battleships. I mean, cruisers you can be into within about an hour of starting a new account. That didn't used to be the case, by the way. EVE Online used to be a game that you would start on your 7-day free trial, because that's all it was back then, was a 7-day free trial. By your second day of playing, you probably finally have the skills to be in a frigate. Which is only one step up from the rookie ship that you start guaranteed able to fly. You probably can't equip anything really to it, but you can fly it. Like, that's how it used to be. And I'm honestly not saying that was a good thing. I'm just saying maybe people can progress a little too quickly. You probably should start on the level of frigates and have to train up into other things first. But they basically start you with Destroyers 3, Frigates 3, Ship Mastery, I think 3 or 4. Like, it's a bit ridiculous what you start with skills-wise these days. Yeah, like... Brain, where were we going? Yeah, you train up into your ships, and then you fall out of Omega time after your month. Well, you can still keep playing the game. You can probably even still fly those ships, because the only things really you're not able to fly are Tech 2 ships and capital ships. Though, honestly, give it time, and we'll probably be able to fly capital ships on alpha accounts too, just simply because of how little sub-capital ships are starting to matter. Once upon a day, a fleet of, like, 30-some carriers used to be, like, a threat. Now, it's a kitchen sink fleet. You know, that being just a fleet where people are just grabbing the thing they're willing to lose. Let's grab some carriers. Why not? They're only about 1 billion ISK. That's not a huge amount. Like, that used to be a huge amount of money, and now it's not. The resources are still worth about the same as they always were. It's just there's so much more raw ISK in the universe. Because this is something I've always had an issue with EVE in their marketing. KK Mania. We've had 10 concerts. We're covert supporter. Man, I don't think we're going to get to the end of this one, because it's probably going to be more than 52. Oh well. Like, they always market things as like, oh, well, you know, you lose the ship and it's gone. It's like, yeah, but the only thing that's gone is the raw resource. The money that was spent on it is still in the game. That money is not gone. The raw resources are gone. Which, you know, it's been kind of an issue I've had with the marketing. Because, like, especially when, like, you're buying a ship from a corp mate, like, the ISK hasn't even left your own corp, you know. It's still usable for corp operations because you just sold it within the corporation. You know, it's how a lot of corps end up funding their ship replacement programs, is because, well, the ISK they've spent to buy these ships has never left the corporation. You know. But yeah, looking at the time, I do need to get this ended off. I didn't want to do a two-part today. I like having just singular one episode. It feels nicer. And I gotta get prepared for streaming for yesterday for you guys. Today for me, because timey-wimey shenanigans. Thank you all very much for watching. And hopefully I'll see you back here tomorrow, as hopefully we don't lose money on our turnips. See you all then. And if you like this video, could you maybe hit the like button? And if you're not subscribed, could you maybe subscribe? I'm trying to reach 700 subs and you could help me out a lot. Thanks a bunch.